Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Life Lessons card of the Shaman. And I really like this card coming out, especially after yesterday's card of the Two of Bows and decision. So here you've made that decision, however it is, moving forward. And, we've been talking about our spiritual path here the last 6-7 days. And, as you're walking down off of this mountain, making this decision, and you've got the lynx and the bear and the salmon with you, and a little, this little person from, the Five of Stones endurance, and now this guy walking with, both the staffs, the shaman shows up. And as soon as you see the shaman, you stop and you realize that you now have the power of manifestation, because that's what the shaman represents. And that could be manifesting any of the elements as well as the spiritual element, right? You can manifest what you want, right? Whatever decision you made yesterday, it's taking place today, all right? Because he's got the skull rattle that's represented by the air, a stone knife, which is represented by the earth, right? The smoking bundle, and again, the smoke is moving up. Okay, so that to me is telling me that your spiritual path is evolving and moving forward. All right, and that's the smoking bundle's the fire, the passion, right? And then the antlered cup, okay, that holds the water. And he represents the energies and consciousness that are like magic. He shows up at a time when you've just made a decision to have better emotions, right? To be stronger emotionally. Better decision to, think clearly and communicate better, right? To use that logic and the reasoning. A better opportunity to have that fire, that passion, that action, because that's what the Two of Bows talks about, is taking that action. And then, the earth, having that more stability, more security. The shaman is here to let you know that, hey, it's like magic. This is a gateway card, to the inner universe that you have. And that's where spirit is for you, that higher spirit, that higher self. And you know what I'm talking about. You can feel it in your gut when you're making that intuition. You can feel it in your heart when it beats fast, when you meet somebody new that's coming into your life. You think clearly because the blood is flowing better. All right? You feel more stable, more secure, more confident in what you're doing because of the inner confidence that you have, the self-esteem, all right? And how it's connected to the universe, how it's connected to spirit. And the shaman is a reflection of you standing there looking at all the choices you've made and saying to yourself, I've done the right things. I'm moving forward. And, just like you, the shaman's unique quality is to be one with the earth, one with all life on the earth, to be one with your significant other, to be one with the family unit that you have, to be one with your colleagues at work, to be one within that organization. Know that you have value as you're working. To know that you have friends in that social atmosphere that respect you and look at you as that beacon of hope. To understand that, when you are in that universal flow, you're one with life on all the earth. Okay? And the shaman comes through for you when you're talking with others. It amplifies your intent. Okay, and he realizes that. He takes on that embodiment of who you are, and you take on that embodiment of who he is, right? He knows all about the Wildwood Forest, as you know all in your Wildwood Forest, as you continue your journey. Okay, he's grateful for everything that lives and dies out there, just as you are grateful of processes and people that come into your life and give you the teaching, give you the lessons to help you move on your spiritual path as you're moving forward. And when we can focus on the shaman within us, as well as the one coming from our third eye as we're moving forward, okay, we get that insight. We get that understanding. We get the learning. Okay, we're able to discern the messages that Spirit has for us. We're able to discern the messages of people talking to us. And so we have better understanding of who we are and where we're supposed to go. And once that insight has taken hold, then we can apply wisdom and willpower, confidence, self-empowerment, self-esteem. All of those things manifest, and we raise our vibration up even more. We get away from the fear and the anger and the doubts, and we rely more on joy and peace and serenity and confidence. You know, and all of the major arcana cards, okay, all the life lessons cards requires us to have patience, dedication, commitment to attain the real magic. And when you can take yourself out of the ego, all right, and not let the ego run things and be humble and forgiving of others, that's part of that real magic. It's part of who that shaman is within you, as well as you within that shaman. So whatever awakens that desire as you're walking on your spiritual path in the Wildwood Forest, okay, the shaman is there and he's ready to show you the mysteries on your journey. He's ready to show you the insights of how the flower grows and how you can use that in the birth and the life and the rebirth and the death of nature. How everything's cyclical. There's a time to be born and there's a time to die. You can see that in life all over the place. Some are unexpected, but some have lifelong memories. Okay, you can talk to a child who's 7 and listen to their goals and dreams, and talk to an older adult at 90 and listen to those goals and dreams that they've had and they've lived. And that's how you can apply that wisdom to your life, okay? To strengthen those emotions, to get a better understanding and increase your intellect, to bring, a higher vibration and, empathy and sympathy, to understand other people's plights and not be so judgmental on things. Life is hard enough as it is going through it. And being angry doesn't help it. But if you can look at things from a peaceful point of view, from a joyful point of view, from a happiness point of view, and continue to build on those qualities, that's where change comes into your life. Because as you grow and you gain that knowledge and you gain that wisdom, you can apply it. You can apply it to your conversations. You can have those difficult conversations at work or at home. All right? And you help bring change within your relationships at home or at work. And some are good, and some are teaching moments for others. You can be the teacher and the student all in the same path. The shaman here is to let you know to stay focused on your path, that you have the ability to have change wherever you go, in whatever aspect you want. Whether it's spirit, whether it's water, air, fire, or earth. You make that decision. And the shaman's going to, walk with that decision, as well. And as you continue to converse with him, you continue to converse with the queens down here, the Queen of Stones and the Queen of Vessels, the bear and the salmon. You gain the wisdom of what it's like to be on that court. You listen to the Page of Stones and asking you, what can you learn from this? By listening to, the life lessons cards and applying that mystique that it has, listening to the court cards and applying the knowledge and wisdom they have. It just helps you move forward on your spiritual path with a better understanding, a greater understanding of where your spiritual path is moving. All right? And how the universe and spirit's moving you on. To understand that everyday reality of taking joy, happiness, and peace with you and leaving anger and loss and disbelief behind you. That's the true work of the shaman. Keeping a balance with everything, all right, and staying focused on your spiritual path. So that's today's card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck, the Shaman. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share with others, and give me a thumbs up. And this is D for a Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.